Hello, and in this video we're going to talk about the concept of sharps and flats. So before we do that, let us briefly review what we talked about last time. So last time we discussed a couple keys on this piano setup. So this is going to be C1, this is going to be C2, and this is going to be C3, this is going to be C4, this is going to be C5, C6, C7, and lastly C8. And you can name all the other letters from A to G accordingly. So let us make a couple of observations here. So if we start C4 and we call this the first note, then the second note is going to be D, the third is going to be E, fourth F, 5 G, sixth A, seventh B, and the eighth one is going to be C again. So this distance here is what we call an octave. And what is so special about an octave? Well, an octave from C to C contains 7 white keys. And there's another observation as well. So an octave from C to C contains, well, how many black keys do we have here? We haven't really talked about them, but how many do we see? So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black keys here as well. So there's going to be 5 black keys here. So totaling, that's going to be 12 keys total within an octave. And this is going to be any octave. Now, depending on where you start, this number from 7 to 5 may change up just a tad bit. But overall, it's going to be something around 7 and 5, but it will total up to 12. All right, so let us talk about these black keys in just a little bit more detail. All right, so if we increase one key, whether it be from black to white, white to white, black to white, but they have to be next to each other, that is what we call a half step. And this is what we call a sharp from whatever we're coming from. And if we increase 2 consecutive keys, this is what we call a whole step. Some people may write it as sharp, sharp, or some people may write it as an X. So this is a double sharp. So let's demonstrate this, exactly what a sharp represents. So let us pick any note. Let's start at, say, middle C. So middle C is here. So if that's C and we increase 1/2 step, then that means this note here corresponds to C sharp because we've increased by 1 key. And if we go here 1/2 step from C sharp, this is going to be D. So therefore, what do we see? Well, if we sharp C, this is what we define to be equal to C sharp. And if we take C sharp and we sharp it, then that's gonna put us at D. So C sharp is equal to C sharp, of course, by definition. And if we sharp that gets us D. So that means if we have C double sharp, or as some people just write C with a little X, that's going to be equal to D. So C double sharp is the same as D. So let us bring up a couple other identities that you may be able to generate on your own. So let us go here, F. So if this is F, then that means this note here is going to be F sharp. And if we go up another half step, that's going to put us at G. So that means F sharp sharp is going to be G. And that means F double sharp is also the same as D as well. So what does F double sharp means? Well, it means just go up 2 half steps. So that's up 1 and then up a second. And you may want to talk about triple sharps, quadruple sharps, and so on, but it's not very common, at least from my experience. All right, so let's pick another starting point. Let's go here. So this is going to be A. So this is going to be A sharp. And this value, as we know, this is going to be B. So that means A sharp, the quantity sharp, is the same as B, which means A double sharp is the same as B as well. So let us pick another value. Let's go here with D. So if that's D, then that means this value here is going to be D sharp, which forces this next value to be equal to E. So that means what? So that means if we have D sharp sharp, that's going to be E, or more so, D double sharp is going to be E as well. So we have these observations, 1, 2, and 3. Now let's discuss a couple ones that are also common, but not as common as these. Suppose I start on a white key that is followed by another white key, namely this one, for example. So this is going to be B. So if I increase 1 half step, that's going to put me at C. And if I go up another half step, that's going to put me at C sharp. So that means what? That means B double sharp is equal to C sharp, and B sharp is equal to C. If I were to choose another value, say this value, this is going to be E. So if I increase 1 half step, that's going to put me at F. And if I go up another value, that's going to put me at F sharp. So that means what? So that means E sharp is the same as F, and E double sharp is the same as F sharp. And that's pretty easy to verify because, you know, E double sharp is the same as E sharp sharp. E sharp already is equal to F, and F sharp is equal to itself, of course. So that means E double sharp is the same as F sharp. So let us go in the backwards direction. Let's talk about flats now. So flats is if you decrease 1 half step. That's going to be a flat, which I'll abbreviate as so. And if you decrease 2 half steps or a whole stop, that's going to be a double flat. And there's no common symbol for a double flat like there was double sharp. So you just represent it with 2 flats. Alright, so let's demonstrate here. Let us pick a starting point to discuss. Let's start with this. So this is going to be an A. So if that is A, then that means this value, 1/2 step down, this is going to be A flat. And if we go down another half step, this is going to be G. So that means we can see that A double flat is the same as G, right? And also remember that G double sharp was equal to A. So we can sort of go back in either direction. We can go up 2 steps or go down 2 steps from the other one, and we should get the same exact value. So let's pick another value to start. Let's start with, let's start here. So that's going to be G. So if we go down 1/2 step, that's going to be G flat. And if we go down another half step, that's going to put us at F. So that means G double flat is going to be equal to F. And also remember that F double sharp was equal to G. And let's pick another starting point just for practice. Let's start with this value. Now let's start with C. So it's going to be C. So C flat is going to be B, because that's 1/2 step lower. And if we go another step lower, that's going to put us at B flat. So that means C double flat is equal to B flat. And we can choose another point of reference. Let's go here. Let's go to F. So if we go down 1/2 step, that's going to put us at E. So that means F flat is the same as E. And if we go down another half step, that's going to put us at E flat. So that means F double flat is equal to E flat. And that's pretty much a quick overview of the differences between sharps and flats. And in the next video, we're going to do some practice to summarize all these things together.